Oh, good morning. We are live, 30 minutes late, but we have made it to Friday. It's Friday, and this is true crime. True crime. What has happened to Nolan Wells? Lady in red, welcome in. Thank you for your heart meme. Thank you for your heart meme. Thank you. Come on in. Good morning, lady. Good morning, Terry. Good morning. Come on in. What has happened to Nolan Wells? I'm sorry the picture isn't, I should have centered that a little bit better. Let me see if I can try to redo this picture right quick because it is not exactly how I planned it. Okay, I'm going to try to see if I can redo that. Hey, Rebecca. Good morning. Hi, Bridget. Jacqueline, welcome in. Yes, I am going to cover it. I have done a lot of research since yesterday when I found out about it. I wish I had known about this earlier. Jacqueline, I am praying for you and your the family and your community. Something I feel like something nefarious has happened here. Something nefarious has happened simply based on the fact that he had dirt on him. Where was he drug from? Oh no, Jacqueline, I'm so sorry. You know, sometimes they say when it rains, it pours. Okay, folks, I'm going to try to fix this photo. Let's see, I need to airdrop this to myself. See if this is a better one. Yeah, I mean we can deal with that because we can see his handsome face. Yes. Okay. 100 souls in here. Tap, 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 tapping is clapping. Going to get folks in here. I've got some stuff I've put together for this case, and I've went through and looked at stuff for this case. And I don't know if you saw his parents on Good Morning America, but I am going to play that for you. I'm going to play that for you. So come in, tap, 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 tap. Parker, thank you for sharing the live. Come in and share, share, share. Heart me's, all of that stuff. Yeah. Send your heart me's. That's how the algorithm knows to get folks in here. Very handsome, very talented, very smart, very athletic. I haven't heard about anything going on in Michigan. Yeah. I'm clicking on the news here. I don't see anything. Leanne, good morning. Come in. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay. I want to get started on this because this is quite peculiar. But I always like to get an idea. How many people in here have not heard about this? Elizabeth heard this morning. Leanne hasn't. Well, thank you for joining, Elizabeth. I think this is what these kind of shows are good for, is letting everybody know the news when you can't catch the news. You have not. Okay. Mods, be on lookout for people coming in trying to attack me because I am white. I've already seen a few. This is not about race for me. This is about justice for a young man because nobody knows what the hell has happened. Where were you when we were covering um, that precious little girl yesterday? Where were you then? So, on the autopsy, I'm going to start at the beginning because if I don't, this is going to get confusing very quickly. But on the autopsy, I have to say, they said that they're waiting on more results, including the tox. A second autopsy has been paid for and funded. And now the second autopsy is being performed, a second independent autopsy. We've heard of this being done before. Good morning, Ginger. So I don't know. What I can tell you I have seen is that um, he had somehow, and I'm going to have to look this up, but he had dirt on his body. I know he was in the water, but it was somehow that they determined that maybe he had been drugged into the water. But we're going to go over the facts. I'm all about facts. Good morning, Daisy. Good morning, Sage. Mama, look, happy Friday. Come on in, we made it. Oh my goodness. We made it, y'all. I'm so happy. Okay. I'm going to start at the beginning, like I do every time I cover a case. So I have to tell you, though, I listened to the parents' interview 5 times in a row on loop, nonstop. Nolan Wells, 18 years old, from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water. Okay. He had recently graduated from Ocean Springs High School. He had played wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College. Okay, so we got it so far. He's an 18-year-old, very talented college student. 230 souls keep tapping. On July the 4th, last Saturday, a week ago tomorrow, he traveled to Horn Island with friends to celebrate Independence Day. Anna Bean, I see you. Thank you for being here. So, Horn Island is a part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore and is located off of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Stay classy. Thank you so much. A rainbow slide. That's a very nice. Thank you for that. I appreciate that so very much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I did set today's live goal for 10 of these crowns. If you can throw one, it does go to support the platform and everything I do here. Thank you, Lady in Red. I appreciate it. Any kind of gift you throw is very much appreciated from the bottom of my heart. Mr. Gray, thank you for that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. So, like any young person on 4th of July, he goes out with his friends, right? He goes to Horn Island by a private boat, okay? I'm guessing according to mom, he has done this before. And I mean, thank you so much. So there wasn't anything out of the way, by him going there. Okay. Terry Don, thank you. I appreciate you, ma'am, and I see you. Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter, thank you, stay classy, thank you, said that the group departed from a private dock in the Ocean Springs area. Stay classy, thank you so much. Nolan was seen around 3 p.m. on Horn Island. 3 p.m., 4th of July. We have proof of life, I would say. Proof of life, 3 p.m. It's very important. Timelines are very important. First of all, the group of boys that are with him better show up with their alibis. And their alibis better be real. Because I've seen the video, and I'm going to play you the video of the argument. And I don't like what I saw at all. When his group said, we're going to go back, it's time to go back, he said, no, I want to stay behind, which according to his parents is unusual for him. His parents said on Good Morning America that they've taught him to always stay with the group, be better in numbers, and that was something that he had always done. Mm-hmm. Ledbetter, which is the Sheriff Ledbetter, later told the Associated Press, quote, from the people we've talked to, it sounds like he chose to stay on the island with the assumption that he was going to ride back to the mainland with somebody. Mississippi Free Press reported that a United Cajun Navy incident commander said Nolan was last seen talking with a girl near the north end of an island. Now, it has been some number of days, and I'm thinking, do we not know who the girl is by now? So it's still a mystery. Witnesses said the original friends left without him around 3:30 because he wanted to stay behind. So 3:30 to me, if you're leaving at 3:30 and you're saying, hey, we're leaving, then to me, 3:30 was proof of life. Thank you. Her name is Katie. Have they spoken to Katie? What does Katie say the last conversation was? What does she say? It was like a normal conversation. Just, hello, how you doing? Good to see you. Let me see. She's cooperating. Thank you. Because I couldn't find that this morning, and I couldn't find any information on the girl. So I appreciate you guys telling me. They had just met for the first time. Okay. Hey, good morning. Miracle for Maddie's in the house. She said that he said he would go back with his friends. So this prior then? Okay, so hold on. But he was seen with Katie after the boat left, after his boat that he came on left. Then he spoke to Katie and said, well, I'm going to ride back with some friends. Gotcha. But the boat he came on had already left. And there's a discrepancy. Gotcha. Super clear on that. In fact, I think his parents brought that up in the interview I'm going to play you once I get through the timeline. Now that I think about it. Thank you. Okay. Another friend, and let me know if you guys know who this is, said he last saw Wells on Horn Island around 4 p.m. So if that is true, then we have proof of life at 4 p.m. Malcolm says the boat ended up at the judge's house. The female friend, his female friend was on Discord. Thank you for that. Thank you, Truth Teller. If you are in here, we have 480 souls. Hit that follow button right by my name. It's totally free to do. Thank you for the information. I really appreciate you guys. Okay, going on. So, investigators have not publicly identified who Nolan expected to ride back with. Boy, isn't that the missing piece here? Who was he going to ride back with? I've not even got to the deleted messages on his phone. Sunday, July 5th. Okay, this is the next day. Mom says usually he calls and says, I'm home. But in this case, he didn't call. That's the reason she knew something was wrong. 12:26 p.m. the next day, on Sunday, Coast Guard Sector Mobile said it had received a request for assistance from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. The Coast Guard issued an urgent marine information broadcast. A Coast Guard helicopter began searching the area around Horn Island, and at 12:31 the next day, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office publicly announced Nolan's disappearance. So, thank you, Parker. Thank you. That's much appreciated. So, the search expanded into a multi agency effort involving the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, U.S. Coast Guard, National Park Service, Gulf Islands National Seashore, Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fishery and Parks, Harrison County Sheriff's Office, Jackson County Fire Service, the Biloxi Fire Department, and the United Cajun Navy. Taryn is here from across the pond, everybody. Welcome in, ma'am. So all of these people came in and give their time to search for this young man. At 5:54 p.m. the next day, Sunday, a command post was established at Lake Mars Bar's boat launch, in Ocean Springs. Monday, so they searched all the day Sunday. His mom, his parents, around 8:45 a.m. on Monday, July the 6th, that's Monday of this week, authorities received a report that a body had been found near the northwest tip of Horn Island. Northwest tip. The body was found in the water by a National Park Service ranger. Well, I have a question about that actually deceased Brick on the Snapchat. Is it 24 hours? Because that's what the mom said. That they usually stay on there for 24 hours. And it is the Snapchat that they're talking about being deleted. I believe, and not text messages. Caitlin says, yes, it's 24 hours. Yes, sir. Yes, Malcolm, I will. Okay, so Nolan's family later confirmed it was him, okay? So Tuesday, official says the final autopsy findings, including toxicology results, could take several weeks. They confirmed it was him. And then the outlets, the news outlets was the ones that was going around saying that he possibly drowned. The problem that I have with the drowning is that I don't think he did. Let me go check these messages right quick.
Alexis? I just wanted to come up here and say that Nolan was my friend and that all these like stories going around, like even from like our point of view, because we're getting it different than what the public is seeing because we're at the behind the scenes. But they definitely did something to him, and they're all trying to change the story. Everybody that was near that boat is trying to defend all their other friends, and every time you talk to a different person, the story is changing. Wow. Can you tell that to the guy that just left off this panel? What was his name? He gone. I don't remember. Yeah, I bet he is. So Alexis, Cindy is saying be careful. But is there anything that you can tell us in detail, like that you feel safe saying? I don't want you to say anything that you can't say or don't feel safe saying. Like, what do you want to know? So, what exactly happened from you guys' side? From our side, there was an altercation with a different boat, which had other kids on it, black kids, and there was an altercation. There was a fight. Something happened, and they went back to their respective boats or whatever. And when his best friend was on the other boat, so when he went to go like check up on Nolan and everything after the fight, Nolan's boat was gone, but they had stayed for a couple more hours. And so when they got back to land, they had his phone. So Nolan didn't even have his phone. The phone was at one of the boys' house, and they didn't want to give it to his parents, and they had to send somebody to go get the phone from his house. That's why, like, when we checked his location, everybody was like thinking that it wasn't serious because we saw his location and said he was in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, like at his house. But they wouldn't give his phone back to his parents, and they were seen eating out the next day. Wow. And when somebody asked them, like, hey, why aren't you out looking for your friend? They said, y'all already think we did it. Did what? Exactly. And then also that night, they were seen at multiple parties when they got back from the island around like 7:00. So they still continued to go out that night, knowing that Nolan wasn't with them and that nobody had seen him. So what pisses me off the most is they did allegedly whatever they did, but on top of that, they didn't even care. You're partying.
So far, this is a little bit contradictory to what his parents said this morning. I believe mom tracked the phone. She didn't say about anybody not wanting to give the phone back to her. And somebody, and I don't know, are these folks saying that somebody took the phone? I'm a little confused. I'm not going to play that because I don't know what's real or not, okay? But Malcolm, thank you, sir, for sending it to me. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to play for you the interview from his parents, okay? Interview from his parents. Let's listen. How many people saw his parents on Good Morning America? I believe it was today or yesterday. Let's listen to that. Let's listen to that. We have 700 souls in here. If you're in here, please hit the follow button right there. It's by my name. It's totally free to do, and you can keep up with this case. I'm not going to show you the interview because I don't want to get, TikTok's feelings hurt here. I hope I saved that. Hmm. Just let me try to re-find it because I thought that I had saved it.
Death of Nolan Wells.
Listen to this.
Christine and Elmore As well as their attorney, Ben Crump, and
Here's
before
what
get
we
started,
know
first
for
off,
sure.
thank you for being here under these circumstances. You know how extremely tough it must be, and we can express how sorry we are for you and your family. And first question, how are you two holding up?
Taking it second by second.
Day by day. Second by second and day by day, which we all can understand. And I just want to ask you, the friends that Nolan traveled to Horn Island with,
Hey, Momzilla.
they say that he stayed behind voluntarily. Why would he stay behind?
Thank you, Lappy.
That we cannot answer. I can't fathom why he would. Like,
I don't know why he would. We always taught him to, if you go with a group, you stay with a group. Mm-hmm. Even when he was in college, he would say, Dad, well, we're going to ride down to a party or something in another city. Now, so I tell him, look, if you go with 5, you come back with 5. Do not separate from the group. Because I always said safety is in numbers. Mm-hmm. And he always said, yes, sir. So he knew to stay with his group. So why would he split from his group? I don't know.
So that would have been unusual for him to split from the group. Yeah. And you said he would always check in with you. Did he check in with you that day?
So that day, no, I don't. But of course, too, they were on the boat. And usually when he is out there, which it's not uncommon.
Thank you,
I think,
Lakinia.
since last year.
Thank you, love. I love you. Thank
He's been going there occasionally with his friends. And so it would always just be like, hey, Mom, I'm back, type of thing. But this time there was no call or a text from him. It was from his friend.
And then, too, really didn't worry a lot about it because, it was his last weekend to have fun.
Yeah.
Because that Monday, he had to report to school. We was preparing to take him back for camp to prepare for the season. So, we're going to see. He wanted to have his last little hurrah before he locked down and get ready for the season. Because, like I said, the entire summer, he's training. He got more serious. He started to understand what I was trying to tell him about football, not just being fun, but as you get farther in it, it becomes a business. If you want to excel, you have to understand, and you have to understand both at the same time.
And we know, Ben, that you said that you're going to do an independent investigation.
Yes.
And you say you have Nolan's cell phone and messages were deleted. How could you tell messages were deleted?
Well, his parents got the phone back, and that's something that's important, Michael, because they tracked this phone on Life 360.
So Life 360, but when I received the phone call
Thank you,
from
Cajun.
Warren, I immediately called my friend Tashima, and I said, hey, have you guys seen Nolan? Because her 2 sons, Jalen and Javon, they grew up together. They played City League sports together. When they got into school, they played sports together. And so she was like, hey, okay, the boys were pulling up the location from Snapchat. So the Snapchat location looks completely different than the Life 360 location. So when I pulled up Life 360, it was different. It was showing everywhere the phone had been. I was like, well, it's showing that he's back on land. I'm not. He's like, but no, he didn't come back with us.
Well, how were you able to get the phone?
So we tracked it, and my friend Tashima went and picked it up.
It wasn't like they said we got his phone. They tracked it. And that highlights all these contradictions, Michael. The fact that they said Nolan was talking to a young woman, and she said that he said, I'm going back to get on the boat with the boys. The boys said that he said he was going to stay with her. And so that's an obvious contradiction. And then this video of this.
There's there's one of the contradictions.
Nolan is saying, give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing? And so then his phone ends up missing. I don't know any teenagers, Michael Strahan, who says, if you believe their story, I'm going to stay behind and I'm going to leave my phone. I mean, no young person leaves their cell phone. And so then there's so many things their parents are telling us about. Even why didn't his body wash up with the tide on Sunday? Why would it come on Monday? It's not adding up. And that is the problem when you think about the history of Mississippi.
Yeah, so there's so many questions that need to be answered. And is there anything you'd like people to know about Nolan? What would you like them to know about your son?
No,
It's okay.
Nolan.
Thank you. Yes.
Nolan was, he was, he was very loving. He was liked by all. It was not a friend he couldn't make.
No, we'll be right back with more for the parents of Nolan Wells and attorney Ben Crump. We're back now on GMA with the parents of Nolan Wells, Christina and Elmore Wansley. And I want you to please continue to tell us what you want the world to know about your son.
So Nolan was
Oh my
just
gosh.
like this bright light.
This is
right?
heartbreaking.
Walk into a room, his smile, his energy was just so infectious. Like it's almost like he drew you into him. And he was just one of those people, like he always wanted everyone to be included. He didn't want anyone to feel left out. I remember one of his teachers emailing us. I can't remember what grade he was in, but basically it was math class. They had a special needs student, and she asked a question, and Nolan got everyone to put their hands down because he wanted that student to answer. And so student answers the question, and she was like, Christine, the classroom, Nolan went crazy, and everyone else started going crazy, just celebrating that child, making them feel included. And that was the person he was. Like, he loved everyone. And I always told Nolan, like, you have to be careful when you have such a big heart like that. I love that God blessed you with that, but you have to be careful with that. Because, that it's not always returned, that type of love. But he was just genuinely a good person. Like, I always say, all the best parts of me are with him.
And Dad, anything else you want to add?
It's just, he's going to be really missed. I know a lot of his teammates, they all look to him as a leader. He's more like a silent leader. Not real big on words. More
I see you guys talking about the kayak. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute.
I really wasn't real big on talking. I really wanted to show you, and you follow me, and people follow him. And it just gravitated. He put in the work, he worked hard, and he knew he was focused on what he wanted. And he wanted to
I pray for the truth as well.
Make life better for, his family. He wanted to have his own family. He used to say, Dad, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. I said, well, son, you got to take it one step at a time. Slow down, let's go, let's walk this thing out. Let's train, let's sign our deals, let's make these teams, make these camps, put the work in, and everything else will work out. Even his baby brother, their bond got even stronger because now I have a big brother that he's finna do something, so now I want to outdo that. So his focus and his confidence has got even better. So I was looking forward to both of them having outstanding years.
Seasons,
It seemed like he inspired in the home and he inspired outside of the home. And Attorney Crump, where do we go from here? What's next?
Well, the deleted messages that Christina was going to briefly touch on, we want to get the phone and figure that out.
Backtrack on that. When we finally got his phone, me and my sister went through the phone. We went in his Snapchat. He had 2 accounts, absolutely nothing. It wasn't even 24 hours, which is how long videos and pictures stay in Snapchat. And I was just like, that can't be. Like, I've seen Nolan whenever he snaps, like when he goes and he's having fun, like he does videos. Like, there was absolutely nothing, no saved videos. And even my sister was like, yeah, that's suspicious,
Michael, we having an independent autopsy done at the behest of his family. Colin Kaepernick helped pay for the independent autopsy. We flew his body up from Mississippi to D.C. because they wanted an autopsy done by a person with no interaction with the Mississippi law enforcement, because there's an issue of trust here that is really important. And the fact that they keep trying to say, suggesting it was a drowning, but nobody out there reported him drowning. It's not adding up, Michael Strahan. It is not adding up.
And honestly, we are doing this because at the end of the day,
Colin Kaepernick
I would
did.
hope any parent would fight for their kids to find out if anything happened, what did happen. So we just want honesty and transparency. We want a thorough investigation. We want that same respect that would be given to anybody else, and that's
right.
it. We just want answers.
Well, we really appreciate all of you being here. We hope you get the answers that you deserve to have, and we hope you get the closure.
No, he did. That's
that
what
you
they just
need.
said.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
More on the mysterious.
Okay. No, he did. That's what they just said. Colin Kaepernick paid for this. Okay, for the second autopsy. Okay, I've got the biggest. Okay, everybody. First of all, there's 723 souls in here. If you can hit that follow button right by my name there, so you can keep up with this case, totally free to do, tapping and clapping and commenting and sharing all of those things. But I want everybody to put on their detective hat. Okay, put on your detective hat here. I'm going to give you the bombshell that I think is happening in this case. You've got an athletic, outgoing, popular, well-loved, well-liked young man who went on a boat with his friends to have fun before he had to settle down for school or for the football season. So he's interactive, he's talking with friends, he's swimming with friends. But then all by himself, totally alone. If this is the drowning theory, are you telling me that he decided to go swimming all by himself and drowned? You know what I mean? Nobody saw him drowning. No one was with him. He spent the whole day with all of his friends, and then all of a sudden, he's like, I'm going to go swimming by myself over in this area where nobody can see me. Does that make sense? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Folks, today's live goal is 10 of these crowns. We do have 7 of the 10. It does go to support this platform and what I do here, which is be a voice for the voiceless. And right now, it is up to us to be the voice for Nolan. I have to tell you, I'm stuck right there. I'm stuck. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm stuck. Thank you, Xtina. Why are we swimming alone? He didn't. I don't believe it for a hot second. But I have to say, and I'll try to find it if you want to listen to it because it's not been verified. And I'm confused by it. And I'll tell y'all if I don't know if I have the right information or if I'm confused. I'm a human being, you know. But there's a video going around of folks in a kayak. I did watch and listen to it. Is that connected to this case or another case? I don't, you know how people repost and then they put, oh no, that's something else. If you all can tell me, oh yes, that was in the area, not Nolan. Okay, that's separate. See, I wanted to make sure about that because sometimes people try to tie things in together. Thank you. See, thank you guys. Totally separate, nothing to do with him. So if you hear that going around, make sure you know the only video we have right now is of the yacht. Not, I wouldn't call them a yacht, but the multiple boats at the bay where he's arguing on the beach about his giving his phone back. That's the only one that I know is for really for real connected to this case. Just a comparison. So the other video for sure. Okay. I want to change my background if I sent myself this picture. I didn't. I'll just show it to you. I'm here without changing the background. But up on the beach, this has been noted this way. Let me know if it's right or wrong. Uh-oh, Molly, I got to approve your comment. Do you see? I know it's backwards, but the 3 arrows are pointing to Nolan's friends, and then the 1 red arrow is pointing to Nolan. Is this correct? Okay. So there is a 14-second video that somebody took, and I would encourage anybody who was in the area who took video to turn it in, even if it was just you and your friends, even if it was just a bird in the sky. Please turn that in because police can enhance audio. This is going to be right on Horn Island when he was down with this. This is prior to, from my understanding. If I'm wrong, let me know. That picture was taken prior to his friends leaving. Yes or no? I agree, Lappy. I agree. Watch and listen to this 14-second video, and then I'm going to explain what may have been said. We don't know for sure. It's far away. We know that somebody was mad that there was an argument going on. Okay. So JK says that's not his group arguing. The parents said, I believe they indicated that there was an issue about an argument over giving his phone back. Has this video been confirmed to be him or tied to him? Notice all boats were right, not in the water. One says yes. The parents were talking about this video on Good Morning America, so I'm going with it. I'm going to say yes. This is probably attached is probably him. 875 souls in this room. Do me a favor. There's a button right there by my name. Go ahead and hit it. Totally free to do. That way you can keep up with me. You can keep up with this case. I will be posting. I haven't done a video on this yet. I've been researching for 2 days now before I done my video. So I will be making a video on it. Excuse me. So sorry. Okay. Here's the thing about the video. Isn't it weird that they were arguing over him wanting his phone back? And then he was magically separated from his phone. Yes, you can see the video again. I'm only going to play it one more time because I don't want to make Ticker Talker mad. So there it is, and that's the last time I can play. Something happened. They did something to him because he would not go along with him. That is Sarah's opinion. Issy says exactly it was his phone. And no one has the right to keep his stuff. But why wasn't his phone with him? Obviously it wasn't because they found the phone and then it took them some number of days to then go find him. But But there was an argument, though, over the phone. The argument was on the boat. Because he left it on the boat. What? Okay. So I can see a lot of people are confused, and so am I a little bit on where the phone was exactly found. And let me ask. They at at first the independent news stations were saying that, but I don't. That's got to be confirmed. Okay. All right. So here it is. Well, now that's from Reddit. I'm not going to read that. According to Reddit, he left his phone. I guess I'll read it. Behind on the boat before going onto the island. Then where was the phone found? I'm so confused. So he left the phone on the boat that went back. Okay. I sent you an invite, Lala.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Hello.
Hey, can y'all hear me? Because I'm driving. I'm about to pull
I
over
gotta
so I can.
hold on just 1 second. Let me get my sound right, ma'am. Okay, try again.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Let me get my headphones on.
All right, cool.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm from Mississippi and I've been following this story very closely because it hits home. His parents were just on Good Morning America and they clarified the whole cell phone thing. The mother stated that the phone was left on the boat. The friends had the boat, they had the cell phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for Life 360, she was not able to know any of his whereabouts because the phone was being tracked because of Life 360. They went to the friend's house to retrieve the phone. So it was a lie that they gave the phone back to the mom. That was put out there, I guess, to make them look good or whatever. But it was actually the mom's friend that went to one of those guys' houses to get the phone back. So that phone was never really given to the mother. It was the mother that went and got the phone with a friend of the mother.
Thank
And
you. Yes.
they had time to go through it apparently. And the lawyer is saying that it was some stuff that was deleted. So they're trying to piece together phone records, because that's going to show who texts who or who called who or whatever, or what they can also get stuff from Snapchat retrieved because it was saying that that's not like Nolan to basically delete his Snapchats before the 24-hour period. So the mother went through his phone and seen that there was nothing on his Snapchat, which is very odd because he was a snapster. He likes to snap everything. So that's what basically drew a red flag. Like, wait a minute, there's film, and then there's video saying, "Give me my phone back." So yeah, they're trying to piece together what actually happened between the time that the friends had the phone and when the phone was given back. So yeah, but why would he be on the island without his phone? What teenager is not going to want their phone? Whether if it had reception or not, you want your phone. I don't,
You
as an
want your
adult,
phone.
I'm not leaving the house without my phone. Yeah. So, teens can't go 5 minutes without a phone in their hand. I'm
That's
sorry.
right.
They
I
can't.
agree. Yeah,
So,
I got two grown ones,
yeah.
and I can tell you that they still are not without their phone. Even they take their phone everywhere. And I couldn't
Yes.
imagine why you would leave your phone behind on the boat.
Yes, yes. And it's making it suspicious because, I'm from Mississippi. We don't have a good reputation. I'm not gonna lie. We don't. And it makes us look really bad when it does look suspect and the stories are not matching up. The evidence is not matching up with the stories now. And that's the reason why the family is trying to push for their own autopsy. Apparently Colin Kaepernick has paid for an autopsy. The body is in, I believe, Washington, D.C. right now, getting an autopsy done, independent autopsy, and So that's going to be interesting to see what that autopsy shows compared to the one that the state of Mississippi did. And it's just messed up because apparently one of the kids' father is a doctor. He's been placed on administrative leave until the investigation is over. The kid's mother is a judge. It just doesn't look right. The math ain't mathing. It's just not math. And I hate that being from Mississippi that we have this reputation, but I have been in Ocean Springs. I'm not too far from Ocean Springs. And as a black woman, I can honestly say it is not the most welcoming area. It's not. I've felt a little bit of racism here and there, but I will say the whole state catches a bad rep, but we're not all like that. It's not always like that. So I just want to come up and clarify that because I know you was trying to figure out where was the phone and how did they get the phone. The guys
Yes.
apparently kept the phone and they did not give it directly to the mom. The mom had to go retrieve it, which makes it look even more suspect. What did y'all do in that period of time that y'all couldn't even leave the phone with him or either give it to her directly when y'all got back to land? Why did she have to come and retrieve it?
Is that argument that we're seeing on the beach connected to him, or is that something different?
That is connected to him. That is connected to him. But it is, and that's another thing. Like, I'm surprised there's not more like video evidence because when there is an altercation, people want to record. Who doesn't bring their phone out to record when something's about to happen? Like fights or whatever. So I'm surprised that there's not more video evidence than what they've already, come across. But it's just messed up. I just hate this for any parent. I'm a parent of a 15-year-old girl, and she goes to a predominantly white private school, and all her friends are Caucasian, and I really just hate that. That it looks bad. I'm just going to be honest with you. It does not look good. People are hiding some stuff. So I just pray for the mother. I pray for everybody involved, and that justice is served and the truth comes out. But the math ain't mathing.
Yeah,
But I thank you for bringing me up.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No problem. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So Michelle, I have a Michelle that's requested to come up. If that's you and you're really requested, let me know in the comments because sometimes people hit it by mistake. Okay, so that was clarified. I'm so glad that was clarified. So yes, my question is, why would he leave his phone on the boat when you're going to be there by yourself and you're not getting on the boat that you came on? My other question is, the people that are on the beach in this so-called argument, are those the people that were on the boat? I have 3 requests. I'm gonna let folks up, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't be mean to me, or you will get cut from the panel. Cut off the panel. I meant. Don't take that the wrong way. Okay. Hi, Michelle. Did you mean to hit the panel?
Yes, hello. I was sending a message. Last night I saw a video. It's a video where it's a family that's on like a raft or something. You can hear the argument very more clear than what you played. And you could hear someone saying something about they're going to die. Then they were calling someone a coward or something. And you could hear the family that was in the raft. They're like, shh, shh, because they had kids on the raft and they were telling the kids to shush because you could hear the argument much, much clearer than what you had. Now, this was around, I'm going to say 10 o'clock last night. It's 2 videos that I saw of the family that was on a raft or something.
We actually, Michelle, had debunked that this morning, earlier, that video, because I had asked too, because I had seen it too. That video is not related at all to Nolan Wells. It was a completely different situation. And people are posting it and reposting it. And that's how, so I just wanted to let you know that was not connected.
Okay, I felt so strongly about this because I have 2 grown children. And this is just heartbreaking because I feel like we'll never get past this racist thing. And it's always, every time I see something like this, I automatically think of Emmett Till. And it seems like it's a circle with this. And I'm really anxious to see what this autopsy is going to come out to be, because I don't like to stereotype, I don't like to jump ahead, but I'm just furious inside that this young man lost his life. It's not about race, it's about a life.
I'm seeing in the comments that the family is going to have a news conference at 11 a.m. Central Time. That is in 6 minutes in Harlem. And so I'm here at the website that's going to carry that. So we will be able to listen to that presser. But I agree with you, Michelle. I have two grown children as well. I have
Something else.
28-year-old son and a 23-year-old daughter.
It's
heartbreaking.
hard, you know, and I feel for the mother, any person that loses their life, and any mom that has to deal with that. It just breaks my heart. But I'm glad to meet you, glad to chat with you, and thank you for your channel, and I have joined it. You take care and be blessed.
Thank you, Michelle. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Okay, so there is a presser at 11 that is happening. I'm at WLOX. I'm hoping they're going to carry it live. I'm going to go to YouTube as well just to be safe. So you all stay here. Hit that follow button if you've not. That way you can keep up with this case and keep up with what's going on in case you have to leave here. And I need to find this presser. I'm hoping that news channel will carry it, but just to be safe, I'm going to take a second to look for it here. Okay, so WWLT has talked about it. And so I'm going to just kind of, if you guys see it live somewhere, please alert me. Please alert me, and I'll try to see it in the comments, okay? Joyful says, I feel the driving the boat playing the part. PBS. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, I'm here at PBS. It says watch live. Okay. All right, I've got the player playing. So as soon as the live start, as soon as the press conference starts, that audio will automatically kick in. You know what, Michelle? It's always my honor to cover any case. I believe all people need to have a voice when they cannot speak. Now, I know I'm sitting here as a white woman. Okay, I understand that. I understand that part. But to me, I'm a human soul. That's the way I look at me. I look at Nolan as a human soul. I look at Javea Harris as a human soul. I cannot defer between us because his heart beats and he bleeds the same color as me. So I don't I guess I don't think that way. So I'm just saying I'm seeing a couple of comments here and I expect folks to come in like that, but that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to tell this young man's story cuz something's wrong. I feel like something's wrong. When I feel that, if I didn't feel it and I felt like he drowned, I wouldn't be talking about it. I always do the cases I feel the most strongly about, or it hits me in my heart a certain way, or it don't make sense, or the puzzle pieces don't fit. We have 1 minute here. Again, I've got it playing, so as soon as they start it, hopefully that'll work. I'm going to set the goal for 5 of these drum sets. It does go to support the platform here. And it allows me to do research on these cases. It allows me to do videos. It allows me to be here with you talking about justice. And anything you can send is very much appreciated. Thank you so much, Jackie. This is my career. And I know it kind of don't seem like a job. Can see some comments here. Ugh. But listen, we all have a job to do here. I feel like God has called me to do this one. Even though it doesn't look like your job, it is mine. I love you, Terry Dawn. Always and forever, unconditionally. Unconditionally. Oh my. Well, I'm going to hit refresh. It's noon, which is 11 Central Time. It's still slated to go live. We do not have a live feed yet. In the meantime, tapping is clapping. We do have 61,000 likes. I'm going to challenge you to get to 100,000 likes pretty quickly. When you tap, kind of as you listen, it helps to bring folks in. We want everybody to know about Nolan and his story. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate that. WLOX, I'll go over here and see if they have a feed. I'm at PBS. I can't show you the actual video because TikTok is just insane right now when it comes to tagging and flagging.
This month, our More to Movie Sales event is...
Uh-oh. I've got to refresh this again. Thank you. Thank you, Maddie.
Our More to Movie
Thank
Sales
you.
event is going
And I've got
on
an
in
announcement
Mazda.
too
Release
about
a new 2026 Mazda
something.
CX-5 for $399
We've got to
a month
listen
for
to this
36
commercial.
months
I'm
and nothing due
sorry.
at signing. And get ready, it's almost time to welcome you to our brand new location.
If you need a new car, honey. Okay, I've got 2 live streams going, so we definitely won't miss it. I'm going to ask you all. We have in here one of my friends. Her name. While we're waiting for the presser, I just have this quick announcement. Please stay for the press conference. Miracle for Maddie. Please follow. This is my friend Dana, and her daughter has cancer, and cancer sucks. And we're going to stand up to cancer. And I'm going to be live. All you have to do is this is the easiest way. Come to my page, and you'll see my icon is live, so you can click it and come into the room that I'm in. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Saturday night, a fundraiser and an auction to raise funds for her daughter to help her stand up to cancer. Okay. So I wanted to make that announcement while there's a lot of folks in here so that you can make sure you go support Maddie in her journey to beat this cancer. Okay. It still says live stream starting soon. Now, I don't know. They wouldn't be able to get the autopsy back this quickly, would they? I don't think they would either. So I guess this press conference is kind of maybe a follow-up to the Good Morning America appearance to try to explain what has happened. They're looking, I know they're looking for witnesses. They have to be looking for witnesses. I don't know why I took those off. I can't hear myself. That's why I took them off, but it's fine. I know what I sound like. Oh. Low battery. No. Let me turn it. Now I'm echoing in myself. Hold on. Test 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're back. The body just made it to Washington for their personal autopsy. Yeah, I wouldn't think it was going to be back. So I'm thinking that they would just be maybe just a follow up to this morning. Well, it says live stream starting soon. I'm at WLOX live stream starting soon. Oh, the aunt. You tell the aunt if she wants to come on my show, please do so. I would love to talk to this about her. The autopsy, thank you for that, is slated to come back on Friday. Thank you for your follow. Friday. Yeah. Here's what the article says. The parents of 18-year-old Nolan Wells said they are concerned about the investigation into his disappearance and death. Wells went missing last weekend. His body was later found on Horn Island. Wells' attorney, Ben Crump, Reverend Al Sharpton, and others are planning to hold a press conference, which is what we are sitting here waiting for. I'm at WLOX. All I see is live stream. Is that what you see? Live stream starting soon. That's what I hear. This is what I hear at WLOX ABC. I don't see them live. I'm at PBS and everything. I'm at 2 different places. I'll refresh. Yeah, it hasn't started yet. Okay. I just want to be sure. I don't want to miss it. Okay, so I'm going to hit play again on this. We might have to listen to another commercial.
Lisa, 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $309 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. A day out on the boat.
Do y'all need a car?
When you have stuff to tow, think J. Allen Toyota.
Tacoma. That's a good truck. There's no mute button on the ads. Okay, we're back. I'm going to mute that so we don't have to listen to that music. We are waiting for them. Press conferences are always late. 80,000 likes. I'm going to challenge you to get to 100,000 likes pretty quickly. That's going to help get some folks in here. 770 souls. Tap, 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 tap. Share. Everybody in here repost. Oh, Miss Cheryl, thank you for that. Thank you. Reposting lives, I'm hearing, is the best way to get folks to come in here. Repost. And I've been doing that. We're at WLOX just waiting. And one might be delayed against the other, but I'm pretty sure if it's going to be live, it's going to be here. They took the ants video down. Is that what you're saying? 755. Let's go. It says 1 p.m., but no, it says, well, they were said 11 Central. I think Mississippi, are you all in Central Time? Is that a Central Time zone, Horn Island? That may be why they announced it on the parents' time. That's why. 11 Central, so it's noon, which is now our time. 1 p.m., it says in Harlem at 11 a.m. Central. I don't know. Just running behind. Yeah, I keep seeing 11 Central on every article that I'm looking at here. Well, they're probably the parents are probably. I mean, are they in New York? They were in Good Morning America. I don't. It says that, Sonia. I literally am there. It says 11. It says 11 a.m. Central on the WLOX website. So they would be. I don't know why they're announcing that like that. Then you're seeing ABC New York set up live, but nobody's on yet. Just a podium. WWLTV. They may have done that because of the parents lives in a central for family and friends and potential witnesses. I think today might be too soon. Yeah. You just watched the press conference? Really? See if I can
The
mute the
summer
channel
sales
so you
event
don't
is
have to
on.
listen to
Lisa knew
another commercial. There you go. Oh, I figured out how to mute it on my soundboard. Okay. I figured out how to mute the commercial for y'all. There's still music. Well, if it's at 1 o'clock, well, I guess we'll be here at 1. But how do you know that? Why was he by himself swimming? If he was with friends, where are the friends? Thank you, Foxy. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like this is about to happen. It's just a delay. Yeah. I've got to turn the approved comments thing off because it's not approving comments that should be normal comments. It's driving me nuts. Helen. Helen thinks they did something to him. Thank you, Sparkly. No arrest. No arrest that I know of, Southern Bombshell. I know, Laura. I turned it on because the spamming was really bad one day, but I need to turn it back off because it's driving me crazy. I wonder if I can turn it off in my settings. Um, okay, I'm turning the filter comments off because it's too much right now. So please be kind in the comments. Was alcohol involved? That I don't know. Now, none of the people that were with him is saying that alcohol is involved, but again, the toxicology report will come back. 96,000 likes. We're going to make it to 80,000. Sorry, 100,000 likes pretty quickly. Thank you, guys. While we are awaiting, oh my goodness. The gift gallery is still open, by the way. There are 3 spots open in the gift gallery. And of course, those go to support the platform. We only need, oh, we got it. Thank you, beautiful. We got it. Thank you. Live goal reached. WWLTV is now showing a microphone. PBS is showing nothing. WLOX is saying live stream starting soon. Oh, see, here we go. As soon as I turn them off. Oh, Lord. Miss Cheryl, thank you for the flowers. Beautifully. It is my honor. It is totally my honor. Thank you. Thank you for taking your time to come to the show and listen. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, you have to watch for what is real and what isn't. A lot of people will switch or they'll take old stories and they will make them fit where they don't belong. So be very, very careful of that. I agree, Charlene. How did they get alcohol if that indeed is the case? I am throwing down on this live feed here and it is not doing nothing. Not even PBS. I don't see it. Let me see if I can go to YouTube.
Stop watching this ad.
Hearing what was pieced together, it is clear that this situation
There we go.
must have the most thorough and objective investigation to lead to justice. What we've been told does not make sense. And being that there is lack of confidence in the local authorities, who have already, in my judgment, seemed to have mishandled where it was going. Because to just immediately, before a week time, saying there was nothing done wrong, when man was engaged in some kind of argument.
I'll rewind this and we'll watch it. I'm so sorry, but I couldn't hear the other one.
Phone and keys ended up with one of the people that were there on the island and got away. He was one black with 3 young white men who happened to end up with his phone, happened to end up with his keys. Then there's just too many questions that they should not be closing the investigation. Now, I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm a little different than some of y'all. I was built different. My nose is out here, my eyes are here, my brain is here, which means some things I could smell before I could see and before I can figure out. This does not smell right. So some people are saying, Reverend, are y'all bringing in race? Well, we're not bringing in race, but we're not discounting race either, because we don't know what it is. So to tell us don't rush to judgment saying it was racist is fine. But then I'm telling you, don't rush to judgment saying it was not racism, because we do not know. We do know what these parents are being told, and what the parents have now shared with us does not make sense. How do you end up a young, promising football player, not in trouble, mother and daddy at home, everything we tell him to do and be? They go on the 4th of July, on the anniversary of this country, going to an island, we're outing with his friends, and the friends come back, and he's left there with some story about, he said, leave them behind. But then by some magic, one of the friends has his keys and his phone. Mind you, his mother tracked down the phone. They didn't voluntarily tell her they had his phone. They didn't voluntarily say they had the keys. So if they had not been tracked down, we don't know if they've ever would have known.
That's the part shady.
Some of this doesn't make sense. So we are absolutely in National Action Network and other groups going to rally behind this family. I have told them that whatever we can and need to do, we will do it, because this smacks of some of the worst fears that we've had historically, not only in Mississippi, but in this country. And we are there until the end with them. I've been asked by the family to be in Mississippi for the funeral to officiate, which I'm going to do. We just got off the phone with Tyler Perry, the actor who says he wants to help cover whatever expenses for the funeral.
Oh, Tyler Perry's paying for the funeral.
In the house. Many of our people that have always supported families are there. This is not about them trying to raise money. We're going to take care of that. This is about, though, they got to keep going forward. But we want justice, and let the chips fall where they may. If it ends up being one way that we suspect was wrong, fine. But if it's another way, don't back up and play games with this. They are not activists or lawyers. So they only want justice for their son. I'm an activist. When we get there and they say we heating things up, that's what we do. Because sometimes you got to make people sweat to get the poison out their system.
Hit that follow
I'm the
button.
sweat man.
Totally free to do. Those
And
are coming in.
they are the parents that want to see justice for their son. Let me let you hear from Christine and Elmer Wansley and then Attorney Crump. Let them.
Yes.
Okay, Attorney Crump, and then we'll hear from the
They're saying because Tyler Perry is from that area or close to that area.
Thank you, Reverend Al, for always answering the bell as you have done on so many occasions when families get the worst news of their life. And make no mistake about it, Christine and
New
Elmo
Orleans. Oh.
got the worst news of their life on what was supposed to be a joyous occasion where everybody was celebrating the 4th of July weekend. I'm Attorney Ben Crumpet, along with Attorney Lisa Park and Jared Presson and Camila Moore. We have the honor and the privilege of helping to lead an independent investigation on behalf of the family of Nolan Wells. Why do you say we need to be retained to lead an independent investigation? It is because the family has distrust of the Mississippi law enforcement officials giving them a fair investigation where their black son ended up dead after going out on a boat with 3 young white men. The history of Mississippi is something that they don't just read about in books, but it's a lived experience for many Black Americans that oftentimes when our children are killed in highly questionable situations, that there is this notion that, oh, it was nothing wrong, no foul play, let's just sweep it under the rug. Well, we refuse to sweep it under the rug. We refuse to just let Nolan Wells' death be in vain. We're going to make sure that we get to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because Nolan deserves it. You're going to hear his mother and father talk about what a wonderful young man he was.
I've reset the goal. Thank you. It goes to support the platform.
Right. Reverend Al, he was not only a college student, he was a great athlete. He was a model big brother for his brothers and little brothers and sisters. And he was a great son who was on the cusp of becoming a man. I mean, Christine and Elmore did everything to prepare him for this moment. He was so close. He was right there. You're going to hear his father talk about him had a good football season last year, but this season he was really ready to go to the next level, to go to Division I. I mean, the highlights that you're seeing on social media of his athletic
I need to know the alibi.
I mean, it is
of the 3 boys, despite their color.
When you start talking about drowning, I mean, this is a kid who knew how to swim. This is a kid who was in tip-top shape. He was a superior athlete. And so I'm going to get to that in a moment, these glaring contradictions, but to try to say, oh, we're suggesting it was just an accident or drowning, go ahead and move on. Well, they are not accepting it. They are not accepting it. They want to know that you have not taken the path of least resistance, that you have done a full, complete, thorough, impartial investigation, because it cannot be lost on anybody, but especially us in the Black community. If the roles were reversed and you had 3 young black men on a boat with a young white man. And that young white man ended up dead. What kind of investigation would
It would be a
being
death
conducted by
investigation.
the
I wouldn't
Mississippi
say
law
that. I wouldn't
enforcement
call them
officials?
racist or call
How
it
many
race
times
based.
would those
It'd
three
be
young
an
black men be
investigation on why
interrogated?
3 people killed the other person.
So all we're asking is the same consideration you would have given if the roles were reversed. Give that consideration to this family as well. That is our fight. The glaring contradictions just jump out at you. The fact that he is there with his friends, and you look at all the videos, it seems to be he's the only black on the island, or maybe one other, but not many. And so, Jared, you have where a young woman he was talking to says that, well, Nolan said he was going back to get on the boat with the boys.
So there
The
was 4
boys
people on the
say
boat
that
total.
Nolan told them he was going to stay and talk to the young woman. It's a contradiction. They're not saying the same thing.
5.
One
Thank
of
you.
them is telling the truth. One of them is not. We have to get to the bottom of that. It's important. And then the fact, Reverend Al, that they have this video of an argument that is going on. And you know, thank God all young people, they have cell phones, and anytime you hear people raising their voice, they start the video. And so you hear on the video Nolan saying, "Give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing?"
But we
And
know it's
that becomes even more relevant when you think about
he's saying they said the F word. Thank you
story
so
that
much.
they are presenting, that Nolan chose to stay behind. That's what they're saying. But his phone, he wouldn't take that with him if he's going to stay behind on an island. I mean, we're talking about an 18-year-old kid. What teenager would leave their phone behind if they're going to stay on this island? What teenager wouldn't take their phone? And so it's not adding up. It's not adding up at all. The fact, as Reverend Al said, you know, they didn't take his phone with them. His mother, when she finds out that her baby is missing, they start trying to track the phone. GPS the phone. They've used Life 360, and they discover that, well, the phone is on land. The phone is on land, but you're saying he went missing on the island. And so it's not adding up. And so
But
they
the
go
phone
get
was
the
on land
phone.
at the
And
the
you
4
hear her tell
the boys he was arguing
when
with his
her and her
house.
sister start going through his phone, Jared, they realize that there are deleted messages, so they're trying to figure out, well, why are there deleted messages on his phone?
Gotcha.
I mean, it becomes relevant when you start putting everything together, where we can't just say, oh, there's no instance of foul play. We're going to get to the truth one way or the other. The fact that, and this really makes no sense to me, Reverend Al, this notion that, where he drowned, y'all have, I'm sure, seen all the videos out there. I mean, if he's drowning, nobody sees him drown, nobody offers assistance, nobody tries to help him. I mean, obviously, he stands out. He's, I think, the only black person I saw when I'm looking at the videos. And if you see him drowning, you mean nobody is going to try to help him? It's not adding up. It is not adding up.
Yep, I agree on that part.
And that's why the family at their behest, we had an independent autopsy being performed. And we thank Colin Kaepernick for helping to pay for that independent autopsy. And we thank Tyler Perry for helping to pay for the funeral.
By the
Because
way,
as
on the
Nolan said,
autopsy,
these were just regular parents going about their life.
They if he had
any of this. And then we're
died before he went into the water, they'll be able to tell that there won't be any water in the lungs.
To be able to go and see if they can retrieve deleted messages. We have to have experts. You'll hear from Attorney Park talk about, where the body was found when it was recovered and how long it took to be recovered. We think all of those are relevant issues to trying to understand what really happened to Nolan Wells. And this independent autopsy is so very important because
good, Lori, good.
Had his body flown from Mississippi to Washington, D.C. because his family wanted to make sure that they had a doctor who had no ties to Mississippi law enforcement to do an independent examination of their son's body. And we are hopeful to get that results in the very near future. We were hoping we would have had it today. However, as you all know, here in New York, they canceled all the flights yesterday, and so it took a long time for his body to get to the
something happened in New York
office in Washington, D.C. But rest assured, as soon as we get those results, we will make them known to you because we believe transparency is very important. We want to lead by example. We want them to be transparent, and we want to be transparent. We know they conducted an autopsy. We are waiting on their results as well. The final thing I will say is this. If there are any people who are on that island, any young people who recorded videos, who witnessed things, who may have saw Nolan at any time on that island, please, please, please let us know. Please call BenCrump.com, call the 800 number, just any information. They are desperate. We're in a ferocious pursuit for the truth. And y'all, if it was your child, wouldn't you want everybody who knew something to...
Yes, regardless of color, absolutely. Remember, this should be human soul-based.
It's so tragic on so many levels. Well, before we bring the parents up, why don't we have Attorney Lisa Park, who is helping head up the investigation with our office.
My name is Lisa Park. I'm the senior attorney for the Ben Crump Law Office in Atlanta. It is our honor to work with the family to try to find answers in this case. I think that most of you at this point are aware of Ben Crump Law and many of the cases that we represent in this country. Some of these cases you don't know anything about until we get involved and we shed some light and we explain to the media what has happened, and you all let America know what has happened. Mm-hmm. Sometimes cases come and you all already know about it. This is one of those cases. I saw this in the news before I got a call from Ben. This was already huge in social media, already out in general media.
It really does, Betty.
Why? Why? Because it doesn't take an attorney. It doesn't take a special investigator. It doesn't take someone with extreme training to know right off There's something wrong here. This is, as Ben has put it, not adding up. It is so obvious. There are so many people in this country that go missing, right? Everybody knows this. But this case has captured everybody's attention. Think about why. You know that something is not right. It doesn't take us. It doesn't take the Reverend Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, to tell you and then think, oh, now I know something's wrong. We know something is wrong. And for every single person that was in Horn Island, and we know there's about 200 people, there's a lot of people. We know that Horn Island is a popular place.
There has to be more
during the
videos out
holidays.
there.
It's a popular
200
place
people?
on the weekends. You have to get there by boat. It's the only way to get there. You have to leave by boat. It's the only way to leave. So many people out there. If you are watching this, if you see this, and you are struggling about what to say or what to do, you know what the right thing to do is. Call Ben Crump Law. There's this thing called the internet. It's very easy to find that number.
Well, we don't want to be
an entire call center. They're waiting to hear from you.
We don't condescend
If
us.
you didn't go to Horn Island, but you've heard something, because people are talking. They're talking with each other. They may not be calling the police. They may not be calling us. But you heard something. We need to know that. We need to know that. In America today, so many of us, we want to believe that the last several decades we've made so much progress in our race relations, don't we? We want to believe that. Whether you're black or you're white or you're Asian, that's what we want to believe. We wanted to believe that this past 4th of July when we celebrated 250 years, right? If you want to believe that, you've got to be part of the solution. You've got to be part of that. You have to make it happen. And if you have information, please call us. It is incredibly important. People out there, you have answers. You may not know exactly what your information means, but if you saw something,
Say something.
please.
Totally agree with that. If you saw something, say something.
All right, we're going to hear from the parents, and then we'll have Q&A. And what I want is
Tap, tap,
when we
tap,
go
tap,
to the
tap,
media,
tap, tap.
identify yourself and your outlet so we know who is speaking. And let me say again,
Today's live
that
goal
we're
has
standing
been
with this
reset. We have 135,000 likes, 628 souls. If you can throw on that, the crown thingy, it just goes to support the platform and what I do here. Here come the parents.
I say thank you, everyone, for being here. This is not how I wanted the world to meet my son.
Oh my God,
but here we are. So, as you know, I'm Christine Wells Wansley. I am Nolan Wells's mom. And
oh
Nolan
gosh,
is the kindest soul. He never met a stranger. He loved everybody. He didn't care if you were black, white, purple, green, looked like a marshmallow. Like, he just wanted everyone to be in peace with one another.
what?
He loved life, and God gave him this big heart, which always scared us. Me and his dad had conversations with him all the time, not just about the importance of understanding our history as Black people, but also the importance of how you have to move in certain spaces. And it's not us being, well, feeding into racism or the stereotypes that comes with that. Unfortunately, that is just a matter of fact. There have been many cases, many instances that shows it's unfortunately a pattern that he did not like. He did not like that there was so much division, and I think that's why God gave him us. He was really a peacemaker. He wanted, like I said, everyone to be included. He never wanted to leave anyone out. He just, even at a young age, I don't know, he was, how old was he? No, not 18. When he was a baby, he did the little dance. So his father and I were having a moment, and as couples do, and even in that moment, he runs in the room with his diaper on, of course, and he starts dancing because it was like he could feel the tension. He could feel that something wasn't right. So he was just a special kid. Like, he was a special kid, but again, just heart was so big.
Oh,
And
oh,
and we're gonna miss him dearly.
Mama. My heart breaks for you.
But we are grateful, especially to our friend Tashima, who actually was one of the people who helped us that night. She went and picked up his cell phone from where it was, and then provided that to us because we of course contacted authorities to figure out who to do the report with, whether it was the county or the city, which then turned into DMR, who I contacted immediately from there. But so our friend actually, when I called her, Nolan is best friends with her two sons, Jalen and Javon. When I called her, I said, Tashima, have you seen Nolan? He's missing. No one has seen him. No one has talked to him. The boys were actually with her sons. So they opened up their Snapchat because a lot of the kids do
Press
have their
conference with mom if
locations
you're
where
just
they're
joining.
tracking one another.
Nolan Wells.
So one of the boys says, well, it's showing that I can't exactly remember what his location was showing, but my Life 360 location was showing something completely different. It was actually showing that his phone was like he was on land. And so we ended up, she received the phone from that parent, and then we met up where his car was, which was at a separate location. There were issues obtaining the key, but even so, there was just a lot of.
Tell them about what happened with the keys.
So I'm gonna let my husband tell you about that because he actually went up to the door to get the key because at that point I was just not in my right mind. This has just been an awful situation.
Oh God, I couldn't imagine. And then having to investigate this, and I just.
Omar Wansley, the father.
Oh God.
Okay, so the situation with the key. When we got to the house, a few of his friends, they were already there. And they were at the door in the house asking questions. So when I walked up, they were getting, things were getting kind of tense. So I turned to them and told them, I need you guys to calm down. I don't do this to me right now. I need them to kind of trust me so they can give me something. So I was able to calm them down. So the guy, he's in one of the pictures, he came out of the room, half asleep or whatever, where I think Jack's or whatever. And I said, look, I'm Nolan's father. I'm here to get his keys so I can get his car. I said, he's like,
His car was in the yard.
his car's parked in the yard.
Car in the
So
yard.
he was like, I don't know, man. Nolan's like my brother. I said, well, if Nolan was like your brother, would you please go in your room and see if you can find my son's keys so I can take his car home? He walks off, 2 or 3 minutes, come back. I can't find the keys. I said, okay. So at that point, I get the boys and I get moved them out the house because I didn't want them to go into the house and start tearing up these people's houses because then that would be a whole nother situation. So we walk outside by the car. One of the guys that was in the house with us, he was on the phone with a girl, and the girl told him that Nolan's keys were on top of this Jax guy's Xbox in the house because apparently she was there with him earlier. So he goes back up to the door by himself, and 5 minutes later, the keys come out. So now I feel like you done lied to me. So now
Oh,
really
no.
like in distress with you. But as far as their night goes, if I knew anyone who had a boat, I would have went out that night looking for my son. We tried, but I don't have friends with boats. But if I knew someone with one, I would have went out that night. And it just so happened that his coach saw all the stuff on Facebook that next morning and called and contacted me at like 5 in the morning, asked me, did we want to go out? And I told him yes. So within an hour, he was at the dock. We met him and we went out. We docked the boat, got off the boat, walked on the island, walked a pretty nice stretch, came back, got back on the boat, went around the island, looked, came back around, and where we went to, that's where apparently they say that his body floated up. I don't know a lot about water currents over there, but I would think that we would have saw his body. And on the trip there,
From
there
the
was
tide.
a
From the
family
tide.
that stayed a night on the island, like actually tented out on the island. So if he was left, he would have saw that family on the island, and it was two other boats docked. So he would have had help. So I don't know. I don't know. I think we stayed there for like an hour and a half. That's when Jackson County and the sheriff department showed up, and they were going to do their rounds. And I had a classmate of mine, him and his two boys, they came out and they searched, and then they got back in touch with me and said the Coast Guard had finally showed up in airplane. So
what is so critical, what Elmore is saying is they went out on Sunday and the tide, if it brought his body up, he went missing on July 4th, as they say. His body should have been there on July 5th. Why would it not
Where was it
appear
for a
till
day?
July 6th? And
Right.
that's one of those things that's just not
It's
adding up.
science.
And the fact that if he stayed behind on the island, there were boats there. There were people. Somebody had to see something. That's why it's not adding up. And that's what they're saying. It's just not adding up.
Yes.
And if he was there 2 days, somebody on the island would be able to verify that. 2 days, and nobody's come forward and said, no, he was with us, or no, we saw him. It just does not make sense. Make it make sense.
Just one last thing. We want her to talk about the cell phone deleted messages. I'm sorry. I thought my voice was loud enough. One last thing. We want to have Christine talk about the cell phone from her perspective before they tell you who Nolan was, and then we'll take your questions.
So when we made it home, my sister and I actually went through Nolan's cell phone, particularly Snapchat, because that is so popular with the children. And when we opened it up, there was nothing. There were no saved pictures. There were no snaps from that day. And we did open it before the 24-hour expiration. So we found that very concerning, only because anyone who's ever been around Nolan will tell you at social gatherings, he's taking videos.
Exactly,
he's
Riley.
taking pictures.
That.
He's even come up to me when I'm getting ready to go to bed. Hey, Mom, come on, take a picture of me. You know, like that was Nolan. So that's why we feel that things may have been deleted was because of the fact that there was nothing in either one of his accounts. But I do want to say this. I would hope that any parent who, God forbid, would be in our situation, I would hope that you would do the same thing. I would hope that you would ask for any help,
Oh no, don't. I can't cry.
receive any help to get answers, because at the end of the day, that's all we want. We just want to know. We just want to know what happened and why our baby didn't come home. Like that's our biggest thing. And we are so grateful to everyone, family, friends, classmates, United Cajun Navy, everybody that's assisted us. We appreciate you. There's not enough thank yous that we could say or give to you, but I just, we just want to know. We want an honest, thorough investigation. That's all we're asking for.
Do you want to say about who Nolan was, and then
I can't take it.
Nolan,
Oh my gosh.
Nolan is a person with a big heart. He's loved by not just his family, but the community. Um, he's a born people person. Um, he he really developed a bond with his baby brother because both of them play the same position. So he was really understanding the business side of the sport, which is football, and understand that it's not just a game you playing. So the stuff that I was telling him, it was kind of starting to sink into him, and he was really getting more in depth into it. And I could see as he did that, his baby brother really started getting more into it as well, as far as being more focused, because he saw, well, if my big brother is about to go do this great thing, then I want to do this great thing, but I want to do it better. That's what made them so like vinegar and oil. They it was like they was always at each other, but they were the same. When I look at my youngest, I'll say Nolan, or when I look at Nolan, I'll say my youngest name. So they would train together. I would always say, "Hey, you did some push-ups. You done went ran some routes." And they know when I say that, next day they're out there running routes. Even my other son, he'll go out there. He doesn't play their position, but he will go out there and work and exercise and work out because they were understanding what I was talking about. They were growing. They were becoming men. So this was his time. He would always talk to me. I would always give him my advice about stuff. I always try to tell him what to look for. And I was always telling him, I said, son, I'm giving you this advice and I'm telling you this stuff, but you're gonna have to experience this. But when you experience it, it won't be foreign to you. You'll have some kind of idea of how to navigate through it. And I think me and his mother, I think we did a great job with that. That's why it's so hard for me to believe that he would choose to stay on the island. It just wasn't in his character. It wasn't his character. So Nolan is the funniest kid in our family. Speaking of the time she was talking about, yeah, we were having a kind of heated moment, and I don't know if you guys remember the little dance called a stanky leg. I think my
Do you
son
remember
created
that?
that because we were sitting in that closet looking and just like talking. He literally came to the closet door like and peeked around
I remember.
and stood in front of him and just started doing this little crazy dance. And I was like, we just bust out like whatever we was arguing about, we stopped laughing. Then we called him to us and we just hugged and laughed and played. But then maybe 6 months later, the song is a hit. But we always said he created the stanky leg dance. But that's my greatest memory of my
what are
son.
you telling your other children
Oh,
My son Ethan, he's hurting. And these are the ones these are the younger ones. Um, he's like, Dad, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, son, you got to keep going, because he would want you to be better.
Pray for
His
his
youngest brother,
siblings.
Elmore, the one that
Does he
really
just have the
worked
one?
out
Or?
with him, he was like, I'm hurting, Dad, but I said, Nola wants you to be the best he can be. He would want you to outdo him. And whenever you feel like you're in a bind or having some kind of problem, call on your brother, talk to your brother. My twins, they the loss of a younger sibling is hurting them. They have to figure out how to navigate through life without him. And my daughter Carly, with her being away, it's really hard for her because she's not around her family
Oh.
now. So she's out on her own, doing life and doing what life does. But she's doing it on her own. So she has to do this by herself. We're here, by phone, but we're not there in person. So she really has to draw on the people that's around her when she's not home. So all together, my family, this is gonna be our new norm. He was the jester in my court, and
Ugh.
yeah.
Oh, don't lose it. I'm going to lose it.
Not by us,
Don't.
but by the whole community.
We will announce the funeral services when it is finalized, and we'll be going to help with I will officiate at the funeral in Mississippi. Again, we'll take your questions, but identify who you are, and please be respectful to families in mourning, but because they want justice for their son, they came to New York to make this appeal. But let's not make this a circus. Yes.
I can't hear the questions either. So I don't know what they're asking. Hopefully, he'll repeat the question. Today's live goal, by the way, is 10 of these crowns while they're
Say that last question.
asking the question and hearing the question. If you can throw one, it does go to support the platform and what I do here. If you can't, tapping is clapping, sharing, and hitting that follow button.
Yeah, you are.
All free to do.
The
Thank you so
second
much.
one
Thank
is
you beautifully.
Other children who are saying it was Nolan.
So the last time we spoke and saw Nolan was July the 3rd. He actually cooked dinner for me.
Oh, gosh,
Actually for
Mama.
us, because I had gotten off work. It's been really busy, and so he cooked dinner. It was salmon. He baked it. So proud. And then after that, he was just like, "Hey, Mom, I'm about to go. I love you." Gave us a hug, kiss, and he left. Which, of course, he knew we always looked at the Life 360. So there were times maybe he didn't call us to let us know when he made it, but we would see it. He would text at some point, but that was the last time we saw and spoke with him.
Sir.
Repost this live if you can. I can't hear the questions from the crowd because the sound, they don't have mics. So I'll take this opportunity to say keep tapping and share, repost. 564 souls in the room. If you have not followed me, please do so now. Free to do.
Dr. Roger Mitchell is doing the independent autopsy on behalf of Nolan Wells' family. And we understand that the young men have lawyers, so we will have to have their lawyers agree to let them speak to our investigators, and we have not attempted to talk to them as of yet. We have been attempting to talk to many of the students and people who are out there that we are aware of.
Okay. Right here.
Oh, okay. Justin Finch, Inside Edition, asking a question here. First, for the family, wondering if you recall from your friend what was said to her by the people who gave her Nolan's phone, and for Attorney Crump, wondering for you, At some point, will that phone be given to police for their investigation? They've expressed interest.
So the exact wording of the exchange, it was through phone because, again, we were busy trying to figure out who was going to take the missing persons report. Just because when it's in water, when it occurs on the island, it's not necessarily the city or the county because then it becomes an issue of jurisdiction. So like I said, she went there and spoke with, I cannot remember, I'm so sorry, my brain is everywhere. But she went to the house and retrieved the phone. She said, I have his phone, the phone was okay. As far as like appearance goes, it didn't look damaged or anything. And so then after that, we met with her at the other house where he had stayed the night, July the 3rd, where his car was. Because it was important for us to try to retrieve everything of his that we could. But it honestly, for both instances, it was a run around because I know she had issues getting his phone as well. And she ended
Oh,
up
really?
calling me, and I think I spoke with the mother.
Why would it
She
be
put
an
me on
issue handing over his phone?
And I was like, hey, yes, I'm Christine, I'm Nolan's mom. We need his
Interesting.
phone, we're trying to find him.
Yes. I guess. Okay, we'll go.
Why would it be an
I
issue?
guess let me answer the second part of the question. Absolutely, after our experts be able to examine the phone, we will let the Mississippi investigators examine the phone. And it's fortuitous that they have the phone because normally in these investigations, as you know, Reverend Al, they will have the phone and stuff and they will keep it for months and the family just be in limbo. But thank God we have the phone now. We're going to do it expeditiously and give it to them to examine it as well.
Anna Schechter with CBS News. So you said that he stayed the night at a friend's. The first question is, did he stay with the friends that he went on the boat with?
That was my question. That was what I was
Yes,
thinking.
Yes, he did.
And my second question is, has anyone come forward and provided you with other photographs or videos from Horn Island from July 4th that afternoon?
They're starting to send them to our office, and that's what Attorney Park was being so adamant about. Please continue to send whatever videos you got, whatever pictures you got, and we're very thankful that some young people have done that.
Good afternoon. Darla Miles, ABC 7 New York. First of all, I would like to extend my condolences to you, Mr. and Mrs. Walmsley. I know this is very brave of you, and we appreciate your transparency.
Aw.
Two questions. Also, my regards to you, Reverend Al, Mr. Crum. My first question is, this happened in Mississippi, and you've traveled here to meet with Reverend Al Sharpton. Why was this important to you, and how meaningful has this meeting been with you here in New York?
So we did this because, once again, what we're wanting is transparency, right?
Northeast to west?
Although I do absolutely respect law enforcement, just the fact that the, accidental drowning thing, it made both me and his father uncomfortable. Why are we so quick to rush to this? And we just, at the end of the day, we want answers. This has been very impactful. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the day they found him, we were at Port Mars, which is one of the boat launches, and I was standing beside the water, and I had said a prayer, and I was like, Lord, this isn't what we wanted. But I just asked him to help us get through this, put the right people in our path that could potentially help us, because at that point, we hadn't reached out to anybody. We didn't know where to start.
Trista,
This
I'm just
foreign.
somebody that grew up the holler,
We've never
hun.
been through this. No
Nobody
parent
special.
should go through this. And then that's when my cousin, Keezy, she sent me a message with some information. My friend, Bianca, her sister, knows a contact with Attorney Ben, and so I said, okay, this has to be it. This has to be God.
helping us along the way. And I am not religious, but I am spiritual. And for that, I was grateful because I felt like things were being set up. And at this point, I have always said, we are taking any help. Any help. We don't care, black, white, purple. Like, again, we just want to know what happened. That's all we want to know. We just want to know what happened.
And my quick follow-up
I would
to
want to know
that,
too what
can
happened to
you
my child.
Were you able to get a clear explanation as to the chain of custody of his phone, like how that parent came in possession of his phone? And then explain the resistance. You said you went to the home to get
The
keys.
judge
I
or
don't
the
understand,
what?
Like what kind of resistance? What was that exchange of words like? The resistance that you received when you went to go retrieve his keys. Thank you.
He just acted like he didn't know where they were. He just like he was clueless. Like he was like, I don't know. I don't like. Well, just please. I was like, just please go in the room and look for me, cause be honest with you, at that time I was very emotional. No one
Me
was
too,
giving me the
Tara.
answer. So that situation with me and them could have went totally left field. But since those other young kids were in there, they at that moment they kept me from doing what I wanted to do. So getting them and calming them down it helped me focus on what I was really there for, to find the keys. And like I said, when I asked him, he said he went and looked. And so when he said he couldn't find them, I did what I needed. I left out of their home. And like I said, 5 minutes later, he come back out with the keys. And they didn't come back outside anymore until the police came. Because at that time, police were called because we were looking for his wallet. And then they went to the door. But other than that, when they sent the keys out, they locked everything. They didn't want nothing to do with what was outside that door. So that right there is, when you lied to me, it killed all trust in anything you had to say.
All right, I'm going to take the last four. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Four more questions. He's taken from.
Maria Campanodi with CNN. 2 questions for Attorney Crump, just to get some clarification on the timeline of the events. When was Nolan last seen and by whom? And the second question is, who first reported Nolan missing and when?
Well, and I asked his mother to also assist on the second question. But as it's conflicts. You know, the young woman say that he went and got back on the boat with the boys. The boys say no. He said he was going to stay with her. And that's a conflict. And the troubling thing is if they're saying, well, he made the decision to stay behind, would an 18-year-old college student say,
but just take my phone.
Go ahead without me. I don't want my cell phone or anything.
Yeah, take my phone, take my stuff. I'm just going to.
So that, around that 3 o'clock time, seems to be the last time that we have those statements. However, as Christine said, they're suggesting that they didn't leave till 4:30 though. So, you know, if you said you were leaving at 3, why did you left at 4:30? And where was Nolan for that hour?
Mm-hmm.
And
Israel.
I think she was asking about the cell phone. I answered last scene. I thought you said something else.
I'm glad that was clarified very
So,
clearly.
His friend contacted me. It was around 11:07, and then I called my friend to ask her had she seen him, because that would be the only other place I would think he would go if he were back on land. And so then when she told me no, she was like, "Don't worry, I'm going to look for him." And that's when we got on the phone.
Yes, I will, lady in
First,
red.
I called. It was
Same
either the
username,
county
logo, or Steps Case Off
Ocean
app.
Springs. It was either one of them, but whichever I called first, I was directed to call DMR because so DMR, if I'm not mistaken, they handle cases with the island or the water in that area. So the young lady took the information down. She's like, "I'm going to give you a call back." I said, "Okay." So when she called me back, she explained to me, she was like, I've spoken with the Coast Guard, which his friend had contacted the Coast Guard. Warren had contacted the Coast Guard to report Nolan missing as well. So I'm on the phone with the DMR, he's calling Coast Guard. And she said, I spoke with Coast Guard, and you're gonna have to complete the report with, I think it was Ocean Springs. So we go down to the Ocean Springs Police Department. We're told because
Not got
it's
to
a
that part
jurisdiction issue
right now.
that they can't file the missing police report. Jackson County the Sheriff's Department ends up calling me back, I think if I'm remembering this correctly, and she was calling to check to see were they able to do it. I told her no, they couldn't do it. The young lady on the phone and the officer at Ocean Springs Police Department spoke. He explained to her why Ocean Springs Police Department could not complete the missing persons report. She said, okay.
Thank you,
He gives
Laura.
the phone back. She's like, look, I'm just going to go ahead and do it so there's no more back and forth. So
We do have
my
3 of the
husband and I,
10,
we met an
Laura.
officer
If y'all can
in
send one, please
McDonald's
do so.
parking lot. I think at this point it's maybe around 12. Don't quote me on that. But we explained to him, what he looked like, age, all those things. Last time he was reported seen, which again, by his friend, he said that the last time he physically saw him was at 3 p.m. and they were getting ready to leave the island.
Israel Rodriguez with the U.S. Sun. Have you been able to gather additional information made by Warren's mother, Ashley Cole, on social media, where she said the group left the island after they experienced trouble with the boat and that the boat began taking in water?
Your question is what directly? We know she made that statement.
Have you been able to gather additional information on that?
No, we have not.
Warren must be
Kevin
one of the
Rojas with Here's Why News.
kids' names.
I was hoping that the family could clarify Nolan's relationship with the young men that he traveled to the island with. We've heard different accounts of how long he's known them, and I was wondering also if you folks have spoken to those families since they lawyered up.
High school friends. Yeah.
Say that second part again.
Gotcha, Sherry. Warren's
Last
mom is a
question.
judge.
I stand here as a cousin, a first cousin of a victim. In 2020, he went out with his friend and the mother, who was white, and he went missing. He was found dead, deceased, in a field behind her house. She was arrested. She was charged with failing to report a missing child
Jackie.
and contributing to the delinquent of a juvenile. So your story is very familiar. Your pain, I feel it. And I will continue to advocate. I'm an activist, and I go all across the world. But today, I'm here because I stand with you. As a cousin of a victim, I know what you feel when you don't get justice and the system is up against you.
God bless you. Thank you. We will follow up and when we're ready to formal announcements. Again, the funeral service is not to prompt religion, it's to seek justice and unity. And we want everybody, black, white, everybody, to come and extol what this young man represented. It's not a protest rally. It will be to really lift up the spirit of this young man and to stand with the family. If we have to do protest rallies, that'll be announced at another time. But the funeral services is to talk about how Nolan was a great young man to his family, and we're there to comfort them. Thank you for your time. Let us, please.
So I know I have been seeing some younger people, real adults, older people doing protests. We actually had a very small one in Ocean Springs. Some young boys that knew Nolan, actually some of his friends. So what Elmore and I would like to say is, if you do, please be peaceful. Nolan was not someone who liked fights, physical fights. He really didn't even like arguments. So don't go out there
trying to be tough. Just think about what Nolan would want. And I'm telling you, he would not want that type of behavior. So
I'm glad
let's
she
just
said
make
that.
sure
I'm
that
glad
we
she
keep
said
it
that.
peaceful and respectful to one another's and others, and just stay away from negativity, but also to all of those who have sent beautiful messages. We have not gone through all of them, but I want you to know that we appreciate you, your love, your support, standing with us, and just keep us in your prayers.
Thank you,
Is
ladies
this
and
the
gentlemen.
folks he was with that day? Somebody tell me. Okay, that's going to wrap up the press conference, but I wanted to ask, and was this picture taken on the day itself? Okay. All right. Those are. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Well, that is going to conclude my coverage today. We can pick this back up on Monday. The next time that I'm due to be live is Monday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. That's when I go live right here on TikTok. Make sure you hit that follow button before you exit if you would like to keep up with this case and the coverage of this case. I want to thank you for your time today. Your time is precious to me. And the fact that you choose to spend it with me means the world to me. And I'm so glad that you trust and believe in me to carry this for you. Thank you. Thank you guys for always supporting me through everything, no matter what. It's much appreciated. I want you to make sure you follow me on every social media platform. All you have to do is look for the same logo. Search for @Steph's Case Files on any social media platform, including YouTube and Facebook. Right here on TikTok, this is the only official page @the Steph's Case Files. So make sure you're following the only official one with the word "the" in front of it. I'm glad I came on your FYP2. I really am. Thank you. The most important thing for me today is that you be kind to one another, because it is free to do. Have a good day and have a blessed weekend. I love you. I'll see you on Monday.